What will be the responsibilities of the performing authority to create it, for which the PA can know to exhibit the GSA in order to ensure that all necessary requirements and compliance specifications, codes and controls are thoroughly understood and properly implemented. It is hoped that our compliance specifications and controls. It is the responsibility of your PA that whatever work they are going to do for which a permit is required, the work description in that permit should mention all the potential hazards they might face, how to control all those hazards. Their control measures should be described there in detail. They should not only focus on the work environment or work activity. The maintenance supervisor, well supervisor, or discipline maintenance supervisor, and all the stakeholders who are directly or indirectly involved in the activity. If any of these people are at risk from this activity, effective control measures must be developed within the JSA for them. So, the primary responsibility will lie with the performing authority or PA to perform and develop an effective JSA. We will discuss who the members of the team approving our FRA will be. First, the team leader will be the FRA team leader. The risk assessment team leader is responsible for leading the formal risk assessment process to ensure that all relevant risks and control measures have been identified for the work description. The team leader has the prime responsibility to discuss all potential hazards and control measures in detail during the work. Besides the team leader, who else will be in the FRA team? 25 of the work description. The team leader has the prime responsibility to discuss all potential hazards and control measures in detail during the work. Besides the team leader, who else will be in the team and who else will be in the team leader's absence? So you have the weld supervisor, discipline maintenance supervisor, area authority, your PA, your HSE team leader. All these people will be active participants in the FRA when the FRA approval meeting is taking place, so that the FRA is properly reviewed and no point, hazard or control measure is missed from any aspect. Therefore, we will discuss that. What the framework for job safety analysis will be. So first of all, we have our initial job analysis. We need to collect and gather all the information according to the job. What is our task? In which area will we perform it? What equipment will be used? What potential hazards could arise in our work? What will be the risk level? After that, according to the IWeb Process Integrated Work Activity Plan, we need to decide which permit will be applicable for our work. According to the team, we need to decide which permit will be applicable for our work. According to the permit, which level of FRA or GSA will apply to us. So if we have a critical work permit, we can apply GSA level 2 or FRA. If there is a hard work permit, as per IWeb, we will have the option of FRA or JS level 2. But if we have to work on a general work permit, then we can work at level 1. As you can see in the table below, level 1, standard, hazard, control, form, will only be used with a general work permit. Above this, all applicable hazard PDs will be fined that are applicable to your work. You only need to tick those, and the control measures that you need to implement, you have to tick those as well. You need to select them. In the second, we have level 2 JS, hazard management form, HMF. This will apply to our critical and hard work permits when there is only one job happening on our hard work or critical work permit. If we have taken all activities on a single permit for a column or equipment, then instead of level 2 JS, we will have a formal risk assessment attached which will mention the hazards and controls according to the work process. If we have divided our full activity into different jobs, divided it into different packages, then according to each work, each job, each task, a separate JS will be attached. Otherwise, for the full activity, we have it in formal when they will go to the library. And while being in the library, our documents should be valid. Our documents should be up to date, what should be done for them. So whenever we performed any task according to any parameter in an activity, to safely perform that activity, whatever FR or our GSA level was, it was approved. After completion of the job, with the approval of AAA, that we have to make it a part of the library, we have to save it for further future use. But while it remains in our library, it should be approved and dated. To ensure this, our formal discussion, which is the FR, will be reviewed every year. It will remain valid for 1 year, and our level 2 HMF will be reviewed every 2 years. it will be reapproved if no work is done on it in 2 years. This means we have level 2, like for 2 years, we consider level 1 as standard. It is also called a control form. It can only be used with your general work permit. At the top, you specify in which area you will work, what type of activity it will be, how many people are involved, and by what time your permit activity might be completed. Below that, you have all the hazards predefined according to your work, indicating which dangers you might face. You simply need to tick on what is implemented there. Below that, the controls are mentioned. To eliminate, control, or reduce this hazard, which controls need to be implemented, your area authority, the AA, will approve your JS level before approving the permit. It will provide all the pre-regulated controls within it. When level 1 approves it, all pre-recorded controls will be mentioned within it. So that before starting work, you must implement all control measures. Only then can your work be completed safely at the end. Like level 2 or the hazard management form, whenever you need to perform an activity in an area, there can be multiple steps involved. For example, if we need to change or remove a spool in an area, the first step will be the erection of scaffolding. After that, the spool will be cut. Then the new spool will be shifted there using lifting, followed by installation. After that, there will be QC, quality control, then RT, radiographic testing, and finally, our scaffolding will be dismantled. So there will be major 4 to 5 steps in this activity. So if we cover all the steps in a single formal risk assessment, then we will have FRA. But if we do a different risk assessment for each step, then we call it individual part job safety analysis, or JSA. So JSA level 2 is critical or hard work activity. If we conduct award different assessments for it, we refer to each individual part as a job safety analysis, or JSA. Right? Thus, JSA level 2 is for our critical or hard work activity. It will be considered for a specific job. If our activity is divided into different packages, then a separate permit will be required for each package, and a separate JSA will be necessary. At JSA level 2, at the top, it will mention what your activity is, in which area it is taking place, from what time it is attached to your permit, and what the permit number is. These things will be mentioned at the top. After that, it will detail what potential hazards could be in your work, what the control measures will be, and you need to use it considering all aspects. From mobilization to when your manpower exits the plant again, these things should be considered. The people coming for a certain activity could fall from height, they need drop object prevention, and they require safe mechanical lifting. They could fall from height, they need drop object prevention, they require safe mechanical lifting. And after that, they need safe transportation. Regarding your activity, the right use of tools, all the hazards according to your activity, and your job specifications should be necessarily covered here. Their controls should be necessarily written and mentioned here, so that during the work, everything can be ensured to guarantee the safety and security of your people. A formal risk assessment is what can be completed. So, first of all, a formal risk assessment is necessary for performing any activity in any area, and according to that, all the hazards that will be faced in all the steps. All of these will be considered there, and accordingly, control measures will be mentioned to us so that we can safely execute and complete the activity. Now it comes to the question of who will be considered in the team of the FRA that you have to get approved. The minimum requirement should be 2 individuals. If we have a low risk activity, who will be in it? There should be a PA, one of your area thought, who will be the shift controller or his representative. Even an operator can be signed or approved at low risk assessment. The shift controller or the representative, even an operator, can sign and approve that low risk assessment. After that comes the medium risk assessment. In this, there should be a performing authority, PA. Then your area authority should be present. Next is your high risk activity, for which any formal risk assessment will be made to control high risk, and your PA must be included in it. Your area authority must be present. Your HSE team lead must be present. And effective parties from the area where the work is to be done must be present. The fire and rescue supervisor and participation from the fire department are mandatory. There should be specifications and specialists involved, including process maintenance and instruments. All these concerned parties who are with us in this. The approval of all these is required for the activity. In the FR approval, it is mandatory to report for any high risk, low risk, or medium risk activities. The permit and the approved attached GSEU will determine who will give the approval. So, if we need to work on a general work permit for which we will provide GSA Level 1 controls, the approval can be given by our area authority, AA or shift controller. Upon this approval, we can start any work on the general work permit. Conversely, if we need to perform any critical or hard work, we must have GSA Level 1 or FRA controls in place. For its approval, we need the AAA, East Approval Authority. Authorization will be required from Aferisabasin. Only after approval from DAIA can we resume or start the job on the critical and hard work permit, which will be used for high risk and medium risk activities. So if you have any questions about this light, you can ask me in the comment section. For more videos, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you receive the notification for the next video first.